This situation isn't just another headline. Ashley Street Clair's lawsuit against Elon Musk's AI company, xAI, is happening while they are engaged in an ongoing custody dispute. There is no evidence that Elon Musk personally directed any AI activity, but the overlap between a personal legal battle and a corporate lawsuit raises serious questions that go far beyond the surface story. By the end of this video, you'll understand why this legal detail is crucial and how it changes the narrative entirely. Let's start by looking at the timeline that led us here, starting with the custody situation. Elon Musk and Ashley St. Clair share a child, and over the years, they have been involved in a complex legal custody battle. While most people focus on Musk's public persona or the headlines surrounding his personal life, the story behind their custody dispute is far more intricate. Understanding this context is key to seeing why the recent xAI lawsuit is significant. The custody conflict isn't just about who spends time with the child. It reflects legal strategies, public perception, and the broader power dynamics between high-profile individuals. Over time, Elon Musk has pursued adjustments to the custody arrangement, making public and private decisions that intertwine with this ongoing dispute. Meanwhile, Ashley St. Clair has initiated legal action not only regarding custody but also against Musk's AI company, xAI. The lawsuit claims that AI-generated deepfake images depicting her were created without consent. These images allegedly included highly personal content, raising concerns about privacy violations, ethics, and the limits of AI technology. The legal claim emphasizes that AI companies have a responsibility to protect individuals from misuse, especially when personal information or likenesses are involved. This lawsuit is significant because it merges two worlds: personal legal battles and technological oversight. It raises questions about accountability when AI is involved in situations that affect real people, particularly in sensitive contexts like family disputes. While Musk himself is not alleged to have directly created or distributed these images, the fact that this occurred through a company he controls links his personal life to emerging questions about AI governance. The situation also highlights how the law is struggling to keep up with the capabilities of AI, which can now generate content that blurs the line between reality and fabrication. The timing is especially noteworthy. As the custody dispute continues, the public lawsuit against xAI brings a new layer of scrutiny to Musk's actions and the technologies associated with him. It forces us to ask, how responsible are tech leaders for what their platforms produce, especially when it can affect someone's life so directly? This case could set precedents not just for celebrity legal disputes but for AI regulation and privacy law worldwide. It is a reminder that powerful technologies come with powerful consequences, and legal systems are beginning to grapple with these realities. Now, looking at the AI side of this story, xAI's tool, Grok, was reportedly used to generate images of Ashley St. Clair without her consent. This type of deepfake technology can be abused to create content that is highly personal and damaging. The lawsuit argues that the company failed to take adequate steps to prevent or remove such content. This raises not only legal questions but ethical ones. What is the responsibility of AI developers when their technology can create realistic depictions of real people? How should privacy be safeguarded in an era where AI can fabricate images, voices, or actions without oversight? Even beyond the immediate legal implications, this situation illustrates broader societal concerns. It forces discussion on how emerging AI tools intersect with human relationships, especially when high-profile figures are involved. Custody disputes are already sensitive and complex, and when AI-generated content enters the picture, the stakes increase dramatically. The public sees this as a story about Elon Musk, but the deeper issue is about accountability, technology, and the protection of individual rights in a digital age. In the courtroom, this overlap between a personal custody battle and the AI lawsuit may influence decisions or public perception. Lawyers on both sides will undoubtedly examine not only the legal merits but also the broader implications of AI misuse. The story raises questions about how courts will handle situations where technology can create evidence that looks real but may be misleading or damaging. It also highlights the responsibility of powerful individuals who control technological platforms to ensure that these tools are not abused, intentionally or otherwise. For viewers, it's essential to understand that this isn't speculation. The facts of the lawsuit and the custody dispute are public record. However, the combination of personal conflict and corporate responsibility creates a narrative that is uniquely compelling. It's a story about privacy, technology, law, and power. The implications could extend far beyond the individuals involved, potentially shaping how AI companies are regulated and how personal rights are protected in the digital realm. As we examine what this could mean for Elon Musk, it's clear that public perception is critical. High-profile figures are under intense scrutiny, and any perceived misuse of technology, even if indirect, can impact reputation, business interests, and legal outcomes. Similarly, for Ashley St. Clair, the lawsuit is about protection, accountability, and ensuring that AI-generated content does not violate personal rights. The intersection of these interests creates a tension that captures both media and public attention, making it one of the most significant stories in recent legal and technological news. Looking ahead, the potential consequences are wide-ranging. If the court rules in favor of St. Clair, it could force stricter regulations on AI companies and create precedent for how deepfake technology is handled legally. It may also influence custody proceedings by demonstrating how technology intersects with family law. On the other hand, if xAI and Musk defend successfully, it could raise concerns about how easily AI-generated content can be deployed without significant consequences. Either outcome will resonate far beyond this case, affecting public debate on AI ethics, privacy, and corporate responsibility. The story also invites viewers to reflect on the ethical dimension. As AI continues to evolve, the lines between private and public life blur. Cases like this illustrate the need for vigilance, transparency, and accountability from both individuals and companies that develop and control advanced technologies. Custody disputes are inherently emotional and high stakes, and adding AI-generated content to the mix magnifies those stakes, creating a legal and moral puzzle that the courts are now tasked with solving. Ultimately, this situation is about more than Elon Musk or Ashley St. Clair. It is about the broader implications of technology, privacy, and the law. It highlights how AI can impact personal lives, influence legal battles, and challenge our understanding of consent and responsibility. By following this story closely, viewers gain insight into the evolving intersection of celebrity, law, and emerging technology, and the ways in which these forces interact in our modern world. This case is not only about AI. It is also deeply personal. Ashley St. Clair is the mother of Romulus, Elon Musk's 14th child. The intertwined nature of their relationship, combined with the public and legal attention, makes this case far more complex than any ordinary lawsuit. To understand the full picture, we need to go back to the beginning. In 2023, Elon Musk had recently acquired Twitter. He was deeply involved in restructuring the platform, sleeping at headquarters, posting continuously, and reshaping the cultural conversation online. At the same time, Ashley St. Clair was rising in prominence as a conservative media figure. She worked with the Babylon Bee, gaining attention for her sharp satire, political commentary, and public alignment with Musk's ideological positions. Their interactions began publicly, as so many modern relationships do, on social media. Replies, likes, shared jokes. Gradually, these exchanges moved to private messages. According to Ashley, Elon Musk engaged with her intellectually, questioning, discussing, and debating, not simply flirting or offering superficial attention. She became someone he was genuinely intrigued by, someone who could challenge him and engage in a form of private dialogue that few people could. Their in-person meeting, which occurred later in 2023, marked a turning point. Elon was known for his intense, almost obsessive work ethic, and Ashley has described being both intimidated and fascinated by him. But from the start, there was one rule that shaped everything that followed: secrecy. Their relationship was to remain completely hidden. No public acknowledgement, no photographs, no media appearances. She was not introduced to his social circles. She was, as she later described, a ghost, present but invisible. This secrecy created a dynamic that would later become central to the unfolding conflict. It concentrated power, limited Ashley's public agency, and set the stage for the events that would follow. As the relationship progressed into late 2023, their bond strengthened. They connected over shared concerns about societal changes, the role of media, and the cultural battles Musk had positioned himself against. But biology intervened. By the end of that year, Ashley discovered she was pregnant. What might have been a joyous occasion for most people became, in this context, a complex situation that required discretion, negotiation, and careful management. Ashley was relocated to a luxury apartment in New York's financial district, reportedly costing tens of thousands of dollars per month. While the living conditions were opulent, Ashley later described them as isolating. She was asked to remain off social media, refrain from public appearances, and maintain secrecy. The child's birth, which occurred in September 2024, was equally controlled. They named the child Romulus, a symbolic and deliberate choice. However, according to reports, Elon's name was not listed on the birth certificate, a strategy that Ashley would later describe as the Romulus Protocol, designed to keep the child off the grid. For several months, this strategy appeared to work. Romulus remained largely unseen by the public. But isolation and secrecy come with their own pressures. By February 2025, Ashley posted a photograph of Romulus on social media with the caption "Elia I acta est." The die was cast. What had been invisible was now public. The reaction was immediate and intense. Instead of acknowledgement or support, Elon Musk publicly questioned the child's paternity. This response ignited a storm on social media. Ashley faced accusations, vilification, and scrutiny from the public and media alike. The story, however, was verified in court. A DNA test was conducted, and the results confirmed Romulus was Elon Musk's son with 99.99% certainty. Once paternity was legally confirmed, the battle shifted to custody, financial support, and ideological conflict. Ashley claimed financial support was later reduced. She sold personal assets publicly to cover expenses, signaling both her independence and the stakes of the dispute. Ideological differences also intensified. Over 2025, Ashley distanced herself from conservative media rhetoric and publicly expressed empathy toward Elon's estranged transgender daughter, Vivian. This shift reportedly exacerbated tensions between the two, as Elon perceived this change as a form of ideological betrayal. The legal conflict escalated in January 2026. On January 12, Elon Musk publicly stated he intended to pursue full custody of Romulus, citing concerns over Ashley's beliefs regarding the child. Although no verifiable evidence was provided publicly for these claims, the statement alone was enough to intensify scrutiny and debate online. Just days later, Ashley filed a lawsuit against xAI in New York State Supreme Court. The claims outlined in the filing were serious. The lawsuit alleged that xAI's AI system was being used to produce explicit deepfake images of her. Users were reportedly uploading photos and generating manipulated images, some of which included degrading text and extremist references. Ashley asserts she attempted to stop the outputs and reported the misuse, but the AI continued generating content. The lawsuit challenges both the platform's safeguards and Elon Musk's responsibility in controlling the AI system. xAI responded with a countersuit in Texas, arguing Ashley violated terms of service by filing in New York. The legal maneuver initiated a venue battle, creating simultaneous cases in multiple jurisdictions. While this might seem like a procedural tactic, the implications are far-reaching. The courts will be tasked not only with custody and personal disputes but also with questions about AI accountability, user responsibility, and corporate liability. This case is significant for several reasons. First, it highlights the risks of AI systems that generate content at scale, particularly when safety mechanisms fail or are bypassed. Second, it illuminates the power imbalance that can exist in relationships intertwined with technology and fame. Third, it raises questions about how private disputes intersect with public platforms and influence. And finally, it places a child, Romulus, at the center of a conflict with potentially global repercussions. The story continues to develop. Custody proceedings are ongoing. Civil lawsuits are active. Media coverage is intense, and public discourse is divided. Supporters of Elon Musk frame the situation as a protective measure for a child, while supporters of Ashley St. Clair argue for accountability, safety, and fairness in both AI and parenting. Elon Musk has built his public persona around acceleration and bold moves, and he is not retreating. The stakes are high, and every legal filing, public statement, and AI-related claim adds to a complex, ongoing narrative. Romulus, born into secrecy, now sits at the center of a high-profile case that could influence future laws, AI accountability, and public perception of private power. So, what do you think? Will this legal battle set a precedent for AI responsibility? Or is it a one-off case tied to high-profile individuals? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for ongoing updates as this story unfolds. The intersection of custody disputes, AI misuse, and corporate accountability is just beginning, and this case may shape the way we think about privacy and technology for years to come. Elon Musk has built his public persona around acceleration and bold moves, and he is not retreating. The stakes are high, and every legal filing, public statement, and AI-related claim adds to a complex, ongoing narrative. Romulus, born into secrecy, now sits at the center of a high-profile case that could influence future laws, AI accountability, and public perception of private power. The die has been cast, and the outcome will resonate far beyond this family, shaping conversations about privacy, technology, power, and responsibility in ways we have yet to fully understand. Stay subscribed to Elon Musk's Take. This story is ongoing, and when the next developments land, you will hear them here first.